I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a long interview. Because we got an actual Cleveland legend in the building, MC Brains.
Yes.
What's up with it, man?
Hey, man, hanging in here. Glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me,
man.
my brother.
Long time.
We got years, man.
Yeah, man. Man, we got to go all the way back because I was right in the midst of everything when Oochie Coochie and everything was popping, which was a dope era.
Yes.
That's beautiful. One big advantage that you have is that you were in the golden age of hip-hop and the current age of hip-hop.
Yes.
And before anything, you have to answer for us the most important question. What's the name of the serum that you're using to still look the same? Because you still look the same.
Hey, man, a lot of people.
When I was sending an old girl over to come get you, I was like, here, let me show you how he looks. And I was like, I can show you his album cover, and he looks the same. And you see, she evidently thinks so too because she found you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what's up with how you staying fresh, man? Like, you got the Pharrell juice or what?
Well, one thing that I do, man, is my favorite beverage is water.
Okay. Okay.
That's a
huge advantage.
That is my favorite beverage.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, I don't beat myself up, bro.
Okay.
I mean, I got the party scene very early in my life.
Yeah.
I probably had a 25-year-old life when I was 17.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as I got older, I don't overdo it. Yeah. Because I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Already had it.
So everything is in moderation except for the good old herb. I like my herb.
Yeah. But that ain't hurting you.
No, so
evidently.
Outside of that, it's some water and herb, my brother.
Legalized in Ohio now.
Yes, sir.
It's coming.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But then we got to go back to the beginning. MC Brains.
Yeah, man.
First, before we even jump into the kickoff with Motown and everything, where did the name come from?
Well, me and a couple of my buddies was just, being like kids do, cracking on each other. What's up with your head, with your MC head?
Right.
And then Brains came, and I was like, hey.
You like, I actually like that.
I went home with it, and it kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I said, so that's when I put the bringing raps and instrumentals nonstop behind it because it needed to mean something because I didn't want a lot of people, hear MC Brains and think I'm this super smart rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. But they be like, what does Brains mean? Brain mean bringing raps and instrumentals nonstop.
Yeah. So you started making demos using that name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What was that style like, the style of the tracks on that demo?
Well, I was a Big Daddy Kane, Just Ice.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah.
These are the guys I'm listening to, you know what I mean? So that's the route that I was at, but I was always able to make fun music too at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had a mom that very supportive in my career. So when I started going to the studio and doing demos, shout out to EQ. EQ was
I remember EQ.
He was the only one in the hood that had a studio, bro.
That had a nice studio. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I went over there, started recording. EQ heard me spit. Started rolling with me. I started getting down, doing my demos. But my mom, she wouldn't pay for my studio time unless she could understand what I was saying.
Okay.
So I always had to be on diction. Always had to be on topic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't saying something or clearly saying something, she wasn't paying for it.
Okay, because she looked at it like this is some nonsense or whatever.
Absolutely. She was into music. So I come from an era, my father, my stepfather, but my dad, I got a dad and a father. Okay? Just so we can clear that up.
Right.
My dad raised me. He ran the Dazz Band. He was the whole money behind the Dazz Band, the whole management behind the Dazz Band. I sat on my dad's lap and listened watched the Dazz Band make all their music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was in the game early, so I kind of understood. So my mom was in the game. So my mom wasn't going to let me make no crap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Because she had already seen everything she needed to see, and she know how the industry works.
Absolutely.
That's funny you mentioned the Dazz Band because that reminds me of you probably remember Right Track Studios.
What?
Down on Payne. They had the Dazz Band's Grammy Award up in there when I was up in there with like Gerald Levert and Men at Large and Rude Boys and everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I thought that was a trip at that time because that Grammy was sitting right there. And I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah,
hell,
my dad, man, Sonny Jones. I watched him night after night, you know. And he don't get a lot of props that I think he should get, and that's why I'm speaking on him. Sonny Jones, man, he was the money. I watched him peel out his pocket for that band. I watched him buy instruments. Yeah. I watched him do it all for that band. I watched him take that band to the top. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was there for that, man. Right. So when it come back to my career, I was always, you know, straight up business about it. And as far as creating, I knew it had to be good music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What got you into hip hop in the first place?
I think my surroundings got me into hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you think about the hip hop culture, you know, it's everything that we living in the hood.
Right.
It's literally 100%, everything. You know 100%. What I'm saying? And I, you know, my biological father, you know, King Moses. He's a incredible singer, performer, the whole nine. So it was in my DNA.
Okay.
So I think my surroundings and my culture made me gravitate to hip hop.
Yeah.
But if you listen to my albums and my music or anything I make songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, when people say MC, I just look at it as a master of ceremony. Don't necessarily mean I got to be rapping.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
100% right about that.
So I just, if you listen to my music, I just make songs. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I rap, sometimes I just do whatever my spirit feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you got the demo cut, I'm assuming pretty much in EQ studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now the opportunity comes about with Motown, Biv 10.
Well, I'm doing talent shows. Back then, talent shows was big.
Oh, okay.
Big.
Yeah,
so
to get your name up.
Talent shows, every weekend. And ironically, Bone is in these talent shows together all the time.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I finally get that opportunity, and one of my mom's friends called her at about 3:00 in the morning and said, "You need to get Shannon up here to the Denny's."
Okay.
And Michael Bivens and them is up here, and it's the Budweiser Superfest. They just finished performing, and they up here eating.
Yeah.
So to show you what kind of mom I got, this is a school night. So I'm actually in bed. She come wake me up. Come on, let's go. We got to go.
Yeah.
She got her nightgown on, her trench coat, and I jumped in some clothes. We went out the door. She said, "You about to go rap for them New Edition boys."
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so I said, "Okay."
Let's go there.
I said, "Let's go." So I went, and when I got there, I kind of froze up because it was a parking lot full of people. They was coming out, so they was leaving.
Oh, okay.
And my mom, I said, "Mom, I'm cool. Let's just go." She said, "Shh. You ain't get me shit. You stay right here. I'll be right back." So
yeah.
So mom's, you know, she went up.
So she got the mouthpiece.
Yeah, she went over there.
I worked this out for you.
Seen her head. I seen her head moving. She was talking to him. I seen her head moving, and then I seen the security move and kind of let her in to speak.
Yeah.
And then she looked over at me where I was sitting in the car and did me. Said, "Come on."
She said, "Come on with it."
She said, "Come on with it."
Time to turn that thing on. Right. Yeah. Time to turn on the machine.
So I came out the car. He said, "What's up, man? Can you do it?" I had my demo. I was ready to give him my demo. He was like, "What's up? Can you do it right here?"
Yeah.
And I said,
hell
yeah.
Right.
I said, yeah. So I started getting busy, man. And the beautiful thing, the reason I spoke on those talent shows, the beautiful thing about the talent shows is that the people in the parking lot knew the record I was singing. Yeah,
okay, so you had the crowd support.
So I had the crowd support along with him. You know, he's seeing it happen. That's what I was like. Cleveland helped me get that deal as well.
Right, because I'm sure it probably went in his head as, the city knows this dude evidently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, so I did my thing for him, and I left. And I did other situations. Me and Bone was in a contest. Busy spoke on it in the interview before. We was in a contest, and it was to get a deal with Ice Cube.
Okay.
And you know, I won that contest. And when I got the contest, I got in a little trouble with with the lynch mob, and my mom said, no, we can't do that. So just to speed up the story, maybe about 2 months before that, I ended up in a situation with Cube and the lynch mob.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay,
but Cube wasn't there, but I got in a little trouble with the lynch mob, and my mom was like, no.
Okay.
So 2 months later, fast forward back to where we was at, that's when I did my thing for Mike, and I left, went home, did my thing as normal, because, you know, you always get, in this game, you got a lot of people telling you they're going to do something or do this. So to me, it was just another plug. Another iron in the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But maybe about a month later, I got a call, and it was from a producer named Rico Anderson, and he said that Mike told him to call me. Okay. And to see my vibe or whatever.
Okay.
So we vibed for a couple weeks, and then maybe about a week after that, I came home I was playing football. I'll never forget. I'm from 116th and Union.
Okay.
I was right on Union playing football, and I came home, and I remember it was wet, and I came upstairs, and it was two plane tickets.
Okay.
On the table. I was like, what's this? She was like, you about to go to Hollywood. I said, I'm about to go to Hollywood. Get out of here. She said, yeah, this is your tickets to go to Hollywood. I said, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
So it was a letter for me to call. So I called, and I finally talked to Mike. And Mike was like, yeah, kid, let's get it going. Let's get you down here. So I literally, I had no preparation for it. It was just
it was just bang, all of a sudden, bam, here we go.
A lot of people's career do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It take time but no, that's how I know what my thing was. I believe it was God saving me from something. And
you're right, too, because now that you mention it, when you think back, that was some 0 to 100 shit right there.
0 to 100, bro.
Yeah, like all the way.
I didn't know that was going to be happening 3 months before that.
And you know what? When you got with Biv, it's kind of like in the city, you heard about it. Mm-hmm. And it was like there was no lag. It was like all of a sudden it was like, there he is on TV. And like, here's the video. And like all this shit, it was like it was popping.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, immediately. You know what I'm saying? And did you realize, though, at that time, what you had pulled off? Because, first of all, for you to even get in front of Biv at that time, they was popping like a mother at that time. Right. You know, with the whole Bell Biv DeVoe thing and all of that, like New Edition thing. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but just with some of the hardest people to get in front of, period. And to have a deal through Motown, the biggest black label that exists.
Right.
Like, did you realize?
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson,
some motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I didn't just get a deal.
No,
I got a deal.
No, man. I was going down the hallway. I met Stevie Wonder. I met all of these big greats in the office.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm talking about regular clothes in the office. Just like here. I'm meeting all the greats, bro.
Right. Yeah.
All the greats, and I got that label.
Yeah.
On my project.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because I always wondered that. I was like, I wonder, does he realize what he pulled off?
I realized it.
The magnitude.
I realized it as the older I got.
Okay.
Because again, Sugar Hill Gang used to come over my house, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That I was legendary. I was in it.
Yeah.
My parents had me in it.
Okay.
So that's what kept me grounded. Anybody that meet me or ever ran across me would tell you I've never had the big head or none of that, because I was used to it. I was used to it from a baby. And you're right, because I met you after a show, you and Scratchmaster L. Mm-hmm. And that's what surprised me. For you to have pulled off what you did, mm-hmm. you seemed totally normal. Mm-hmm. Like, totally normal. Like, not like you was walking around with the big head or like, I think I'm the shit or none of that. It was just like, what's up, brother? Blah, 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 blah. Like, and stood there and was talking and chilling with us. Like it was no big deal. Yeah.
And so that's why I wondered. I was like, does he know? Like,
I knew after
you got in front of somebody that's like damn near impossible to get in front of, and on a label. That
a historic label
that national artists that was out at that time wish they could be on. You know what I'm saying? Like I just walked into this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, but that's how I know. A lot of people just say it, casually, but I mean it when I say it. It's God, bro. I was selling crack. I was drinking. I was gang banging. And every last one of my friends either penitentiary or either got shot or either dead.
Right.
So I was going down one of those paths.
Okay.
Soon.
Right.
And God said, whoop. That's the only person that can do that, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only person that can do that.
Dad and moms.
Yeah, mom. Yeah, but he used mom.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, to get you up out of there.
So what I'm saying is, it's like that was like straight Cinderfella, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight Cinderfella. Like, you know, I was first string quarterback in my high school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I literally just boom walked away from everything and just was on TV the next day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Because like I told you, there was no lag. Mm-hmm. It was like you heard Brains got with Biv and them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I say no lag, maybe a week or two. Right. But then you looked up and you was like, damn, look at this It's on here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
like,
everywhere.
It was like, it was crazy. And like I told you, with getting all the supporting documentation from Motown and that black leather book that was dope as hell.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, the black leather book reminds me of something. It was literally like every artist that was signed to Biv 10 at that moment. Mm-hmm. And there was a decent amount. And if you look at the full roster, there was a lot of people. However, there was only basically 3 that made any noise. 2 if you really look at it. Mm-hmm. Another Bad Creation, you and Boyz II Men were the only ones that really made any noise. Mm-hmm. Since he had this roster of people, what made him say, go with Brains as one of the first ones we put out there?
Well, I was a lot of people fail to realize I was one of the first ones after it was ABC, Boyz II Men, then it was me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he didn't have that full squad yet. Okay. That squad was being created. When I got there, I seen that squad forming. Then I seen 702. I was introduced to 702. Then I was introduced to, different, the white guys was there. That was another group. But I wasn't, I didn't, when I came in, it was like, I'm telling you, it was God, man. I'm telling you,
it's gotta be, because
man, listen, when I came, I literally came in there. He gave me a cassette tape when I got there.
Okay.
He said, I want you to make a song for me. I want you to make your first song gonna be called Oochie Coochie La La La.
Okay.
He said, here's the beat. I want some girls in the background saying Oochie Coochie La La La.
Okay.
Oochie Coochie La La La.
So that's how that song was birthed.
That's all he told me.
Okay.
And it was a track. Okay. I hadn't heard the track yet.
Okay.
I thought the idea was corny.
Yeah.
But I kept an open mind, and I took the track to the hotel. When I got to the hotel, I put the track in, and I said, oh, my God, what am I going to do? I said, oh, my God. The first thing I thought about was my hood, my homies, and I thought about everything. And I was
this ain't hard at all.
I was like, oh, my God, what am I going to do?
Right.
If I tell him I don't like it, this is gonna be over with.
Yeah, run that possibility.
Yeah. So I called my mom, which is my right hand. I said, Mom, I got a little problem up here. He gave me a beat, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I said, it sounds like popcorn.
Yeah. She
said, what you mean, baby? I said, it sounds like popcorn. She said, play it for me. I played it, put the phone up to it. She said, well, she said, you a writer, ain't you? I said, yeah, I'm a writer. She said, I've been watching you write songs all your life.
Right.
She said, well, you said either you want to come home or either you want to write that song.
Yeah.
She said, go on and write the song, baby.
Yeah.
So I hung up. I sat down and finally accepted that I'm going to write the song. It took me about an hour to accept and go on and take my brain there to write the song, and then I wrote a hit.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it. You think? Do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote it. It showed me the difference between making songs and making a hit record.
Right.
You can make songs all day. I got a whole bunch of songs.
Yeah.
I got a shitload of songs.
But for you to not like it,
but I didn't
at first.
I didn't like it.
I mean, I've heard other artists say that too, just like how Wu-Tang hit real big with Method Man. And Method Man said he hated that song.
I was embarrassed of it.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for my friends and shit to hear it.
And it went to number 1.
Yes.
And not only went to number one, but went gold and went platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it was like, so when the song came out, I played it, and when I was seeing the reception of it, I said, "Oh my God, they really they don't like it. They love it."
Right.
I said, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And it was nothing but women.
Yeah.
Nothing but women. Every city that I went to, it was nothing but women. And it was about 5% men. Yep. And they said, man, you know, we had to be here because we know you're going to have all the ladies here.
Yeah.
You know
no doubt.
But the women, took that thing and quick.
Yeah. But you could tell when you dropped Oochie Coochie, you could tell he probably don't normally rap like this. The reason I say that is when you drop the project, Lover's Lane, if you listen to the other songs, you sounded more comfortable in them rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you sounded more comfortable in them rhymes.
Yeah. The
only song to me that sounded like it could come from the same place as Oochie Coochie was Everybody's Talking About MC Brains. That song sounded like it could come from the same place as Oochie Coochie.
Yeah.
Everything else was like,
it
was almost like you wrote Oochie Coochie and Everybody's Talking About MC Brains, and the rest of that shit, you just had it in your head. Like,
right.
Let's go. Like, turn the mic on. Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's and you pegged that. You pegged it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you pegged that.
Yeah.
But the only thing for me that I had to get used to that I regret a little bit today because I feel like I didn't get my just due as an MC because a lot of these dudes I wax.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a chance to, it's the New Jack Swing of it all.
Yeah.
The New Jack Swing of it all is what kept me and not able to exist amongst the greats.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
That New Jack Swing 100%. Is what put me in that ball, and when that New Jack Swing went away, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So it was like
all that hard era was coming in at that time.
But those were the tracks that I needed.
Yeah.
Cause I would have took it and did it my way.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, God don't make no mistakes, bro.
Right.
So I know that my whole testimony is for me to be here today.
Yeah.
That don't happen to everybody, bro.
It doesn't.
That don't happen.
Not in that way, because, like I said, just looking at your stuff just on the surface, that's something special right there, because, like I said, that was one of the biggest thoughts that I had was like, does he realize what he pulled off and who he pulled it off with?
Right.
It'd be like we was joking around earlier about it. It'd be like, you'd be like, hey, man, I ran into Michael Jackson at the store and he told me to come out of the studio. Like, shit don't happen.
No, it don't.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't, man.
And for it to have been in the middle of the night, moms is like, Biv and them are up at Denny's eating. Let's go up there. Like, it just don't happen.
It don't, man.
I wouldn't even have thought that Biv and them eat at Denny's.
Right.
I was like, they got way above Denny's level money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, that they dealing with. But it worked out.
It was meant.
It worked out, and that song kept going and going and going.
And I mean, first of all, and it's just and just to do it, just to speed it up, like when you gotta understand what happened, bro. I come from 116th and Union. When I got there, when I flew there, you know, the airport was open then. You know, people can come to the gate and everything.
Right.
So I got Michael Bivens and Ronnie DeVoe at the gate waiting on me with a bunch of fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I get off the plane, this is what I see. I'm like, whoa, this shit is for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is for real.
Right.
It's going down for real.
Yeah.
So we get in the car, man, and they take me, drop me off. They take me to my suite.
Yeah.
I got a little condo that they got me.
Right.
And they put me in there. They said, "This is your suite." I said, "Oh shit! I mean, we in Hollywood, bro. This fly shit."
Right. Yeah.
So I got the suite, and I said, "Put your luggage down. Let's go." So they took me up and down Melrose and bought I had to buy about $10,000-$20,000 worth of clothes.
Oh, okay.
That day.
But, hey, let me tell you why I believe you. Because your ass used to be clean. Am I lying? No. Your ass was clean. There's nothing else. You know why I know, man, let me tell you. When you came out even with Lover's Lane, the Oochie Coochie joint, all that. You was posted up on the wall, and I was like, I need them damn boots. Them boots was hard, man. The black boots. Yeah. And you had like the black leather on the side. So I believe you spent some money out there because you was clean in a mug all the time,
this is a kid that's coming from 116th and Union, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about immediately, bam. Then we go straight from there. We drop all the clothes off. There's another young lady now at my suite putting my walk-in closet together with the clothes they just bought. Now they take me. When we was going to these stores, he didn't say, he said, you pick the shoes you want. So I picked 1 or 2 pair of shoes, put them down. He said, no, get the shoes. That's all you want? He said, man, give him that, give him that, give him that. I got all the shoes. When I get the jeans, I got all the jeans.
Yeah.
For the shirts, I got all the shirts.
Yeah.
Jackets, I got all the jackets.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it was like the day I got there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Too.
And then from that, he took me there. Then he took me to the car lot. He said, can you drive? I said, yeah.
If not, I'm figuring out.
I said, yeah, I can drive. He said, yeah, jumped in the truck, boom, dropped that off at the thing. Yep. Then he took me to the bank, gave me a credit card, had $10,000 on it. He said, that's what you spend so you can get yourself around. He said, now, figure it out. So he had the young lady that ended up being a friend of mine and got me around and took care of me. Yeah. And so it was all set up when I got there.
Yeah.
And this is all the business side of pulling the wool over your eyes.
Right.
That's what that is.
Because you hadn't heard that word,
because recoupable. Because I'm spending my money.
Yeah.
I'm spending my money.
Exactly.
Little did I know while I'm there thinking that they're doing this great, wonderful things for me. No, I'm spending my money.
Yeah.
I should have said, no, I want just those 2. No. I just want 2 pair of jeans.
Yeah.
No, I do not want 4 jackets. I want 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, that's the lessons in the game.
That's it.
I learned so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I did that, immediately I was chilling. I was pretty much traveling with Boyz II Men and ABC. Boyz II Men and ABC was doing the Apollo.
Okay.
So I was just traveling like normal, just kicking it with Mike. I was just kicking it with Mike. We was getting a relationship.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to the Apollo. We sitting there. The Apollo's closed. I'm sitting in the audience watching Boyz II Men and ABC rehearse.
Okay.
He came and sat next to me, Mike.
Yeah.
Came and sat next to me and said, hey, you wanna get down? You wanna perform?
Hell yeah.
I said, you talking about here?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, the song you did, Oochie Coochie, the one we recorded.
Yeah.
Remind you, here goes some more history. I was a guest on Apollo, name being said at the commercials, the whole 9. I didn't even have nothing out.
Right.
I wasn't out. That song
right.
wasn't out, bro.
You're 100% right.
That song was not out,
right.
bro.
Yeah, you are right.
It was not out.
Yep, you right.
Okay?
You right.
So now he sent the fashion designer to come grab me up, to give me a dressing room right next to Kiki Pop Shepherd. I'm posted up. She come back with my clothes. She got some boots and a white jacket and boom, the hat, the whole 9. To tell me don't put no shirt on.
Yeah.
We go out there, we do the song. I get a standing ovation. The girls go crazy, and literally Motown called the next day and said, y'all got to do a video for that now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And we need an album in like 40-something days.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't even have an album, bro.
Right.
I had to put an album together in almost like 30, 40 days by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I put that whole album together quick.
Now, before all of this popped off, when it was all about 116th and Union, were you a popular guy at that time? Would you say you were a popular guy at that time, just in the hood?
Yeah. I was definitely popular in the hood.
Okay.
So even, like I say, talent shows was huge, and I didn't miss one.
Okay.
I didn't miss one. And then on the 116th, you know, that was my hood. I wasn't a quiet dude. You know what I'm saying? Again, I was first string quarterback at my high school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a quiet dude. I was always charismatic and doing what I'm doing, and I was always lighting the room up, bro. That's what, and that's just naturally. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to do that, just naturally.
Yeah, and I wondered, because once everything started popping, the girls, especially, like you said, was like losing their shit.
Crazy.
And like, I think the show I mentioned, I want to say it was the Front Row Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even when somebody thought they got a glance, some girls would be back there like, oh, that was Brains, that was Brains. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wonder if he was just popular already among females as it was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then this just took it to another level.
It took it to another.
Yeah.
It took it to a way another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because one thing that I always, it's ugly to me when I see my peers got the dark glasses on.
Right.
To me, corny. That's corny to me, bro.
Yeah.
That's corny because at the end of the day, we all do something to make the world turn.
Yeah.
You a fireman, you a policeman, you a doctor, you a mechanic, you a massage therapist. I make music.
Right.
What make me any better than any of those titles that I named?
Yeah.
I'm just one of the elements that make the world turn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people,
but yours happens to be the one that everybody's fascinated with.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So with that being said, you got to know how to receive that.
Right.
You got to know how to receive that. You got to humbly receive that.
But you would have had every reason to not be humble for what you had pulled off.
Man, I had women, there was women that would cry, and I'm talking about, and this is true stories, man. In every city I would go in, there would be women that would cry. They would have ambulams there whenever I do brainstorming.
Straight up.
Whenever I did brainstorming.
That was a cold cut,
they would have ambulams there waiting for when I did that song. Yeah. They had to give girls oxygen as God is my witness.
I'm 100% do not doubt you at all. That song, because that was the joint with Boyz II Men on it, was cold. Mm-hmm. That was a cold joint. And for the way, seeing firsthand how them girls was acting at that time, I could see that.
Yeah, man.
That y'all do that joint and they just be like, that's the panty dropper.
They didn't even have to be there.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to be there. Just the song come on, I started doing it, and it's It's like when the chicken sang on the cartoon, man, and they started falling out. I swear, whenever that song came on, man.
Yeah.
And Boyz II Men, the sequel. That's another record, bro.
Yeah.
I used to sit down in the stool and they'd put the spotlight on me and I sing that song. Yeah. And it's army veterans and people that contacted me in my inboxes and stuff and told me how that song got them through. I remember one particular story. This dude was on his way to serve.
Okay.
And he listened to that song in his headphones over and over and over, and he said it got him through it. And that song is about turning from a boy to a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just all those type of, for me it's about purpose.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can serve a purpose and we can have some fun at the same time, that's what it's all about for me.
Now, how was it though going out there, getting to that level of success, and then you come home just to visit or something? Mm-hmm. Now, could it be done? Yeah, it could be done, and or did it have to be like on the low?
It was very challenging.
Oh yeah,
it's very challenging because again, I'm not about to be on the low.
Okay.
I ain't about to be on the low.
Oh, okay.
Not at home. Right. I ain't about to do that.
Yeah. You're like, I'm about to be out here.
I'm about to kick it.
Right.
And so you got to remember, I was the first for people here to see someone on TV and then see them in the club tonight.
Yeah.
I was the first. I was the first
you are.
to do that.
Definitely.
So with that being said, I faced a lot of suckers.
Okay.
I didn't even know men could do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And it was men that was older than me because everybody thought I was older than what I was.
Right.
This is 24, 25, damn near 30-year-old men that was acting like they got coochie balls with me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about I had to fight and defend myself several times just because of who I am.
Right.
Just because I'm in the club and women is getting my autograph.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not ducking and hiding. Because I'm in the parking lot like everybody else and we kicking it and I ain't never acted funny.
Right.
But I always got sweated. Sweated. Yeah. So I am the one that broke the ice for the rest of the artists here.
and you're right, too, because before you, this was prior to Bone, you were the first hip hop artists to come out of Cleveland that had a platinum record.
Absolutely.
Like, nobody had come out of Cleveland and sold 1 million records. Like, shit had not been done. Not only that, but you came out with the biggest star power of anybody. Probably the only person that could even somewhat rival that is Bone, since they came up with Eazy-E. And Eazy-E and them were huge at that time.
Heck yeah.
But Eazy-E and them wasn't Mike Bivens, New Edition, Bell Biv DeVoe huge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you walked in there like with
the big dogs.
Yeah, and went platinum.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because prior to you, there was little stuff. Like, not demeaning the people, not saying nothing bad about the people, but there was little stuff from like Cochise and
MC Chill, K-Chill, Brothers of the Struggle, Suave Gotti.
Yeah,
I got like these dudes paved the way for me because I was the first dude I was a fan of was the Pink Gangster.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was a fan, bro. I remember seeing him in the mall. He had a pink raccoon hat on. Yeah. He had the pink bomber on. He had the pink Timbs on. He was just in his image.
Yeah,
like when I saw him, and I was a youngster, I had to be like maybe 12 or something, and I could remember saying, "Mom, that's the Pink Gangster. That's the Pink Gangster." Yeah, I could remember that. So I always give that man that respect.
Yeah.
I always give him that respect because I remember being a true fan of his because I would hear him on 108 or you know what I'm saying. I would hear him in the streets.
Yeah. Tripped out that you remember 108, by the way, just a side note. See, like you got that memory.
Yeah.
I remember 108, Club Style.
Yeah, Club Style. Yeah, man. So I was like to get out in that era is just. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, that's why you had to fight so many battles, like you said, though, because you were the biggest thing that had come from the city.
Yeah, and then it was positive. I don't want to just speak on the negative. On the positive side, again, the women, man.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. I got to keep giving it to them because that's why it went gold and why it went platinum.
Yeah,
like literally. Females in Cleveland and still today, when they see me, it's love.
Right.
It's love.
Yeah.
I do some philanthropy stuff. Whenever I shout out that I need something and I'm trying to do something for some folks, man, you'd be amazed. These women taking
blow it up.
Yeah. I'm talking about I need toys for these kids. I need to feed these I need some plates up here because I'm about to feed 116th and Union.
Yeah. Which is good. That's a great thing.
Man, I'm talking about this grown women coming up here with pans of food, bro, to help me out.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all that stuff is.
Phone number stuck to the bottom of it, huh? Like, hey, you want to get these draws later on too. If you really want to hear what some mac and cheese sound like, you take this pan for now. You was a real mac and cheese.
You was the first one to hit me on the mac and cheese. Yeah, man. But I swear, man, like it's an honor. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Just to be able to, and we keep saying Cleveland. Yeah. But I am the first in Ohio.
Yeah.
To sell 1 million records.
Yeah. You are.
First rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Artist.
Yeah, exactly.
To sell 1 million records in Ohio.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that till maybe about 10 years ago, maybe.
Really? Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once you sit and you get older and you start, thinking back on your life, you started counting your wins.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the stuff you see it in hindsight.
Yeah.
And like I said, but definitely a dope job. And one thing I wanted to ask you, too, to kind of go back in the story, because I know you said originally Rico Anderson reached out. Mm-hmm. How was he?
Rico's cool. Rico is cool. He's a music head.
Okay.
He's a music head. I believe Rico is from D.C.
Okay.
Maryland area, but he's a music head.
So he was just tasked with help Brains put his stuff together.
Yeah, just to do that track. Mike had a few producers up under him, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I worked with a producer from Hawaii named Radical Rob. He was from Hawaii. He the one that did Everybody's Talking About MC Brains.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Mike had a couple that Rico was just the first producer.
Okay.
That contacted me.
Okay.
But
and then who was the dude in the Oochie Coochie video at the end?
That's my road manager, Ty. K Wells.
K Wells.
That's actually Todd doing it, but that's K Wells' voice.
Okay.
K Wells is ABC's road manager.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he was actually in the studio that day, and he just did that talking part on the end. So my road manager at the video shoot, we needed somebody to do the talking part, so my road manager filled in and did it.
Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. So now, with the roster, though, that was at Biv 10, including you, like I said, one of the biggest ones to come out of there, one of the three, the top three to come out of there even, that's still a trip to me because of the roster that they had.
Well, you got to give it to 702.
Yeah, I guess you can say, but they didn't have that level of success.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason I said I consider it 2, which was another bad creation in you, is because in my eyes, it seemed like Biv just kind of got credit for Boyz II Men, but Boyz II Men already existed before Biv 10 Entertainment.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's not on a huge level. Not on a huge level.
Right, but they already existed.
Yeah, right. He didn't put them together.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they was already fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Whereas another bad creation was something new.
Yeah.
MC Brains was something totally new.
Yeah.
How you gonna pluck a guy from Denny's parking lot that sells 1 million records?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You probably didn't even know you had it in you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, being distracted with other things. However, we run through Lover's Lane, then you go to Brainwashed. What was the difference in mindset with Brainwashed?
Well, the way Brainwash even exists, and I got to give it to him because I love him to death, and it's my brother. This is my brother of the music industry. Rest in peace, MC Breed.
Yeah, Breed.
MC Breed is my dog.
Yeah.
He the one that taught me how to not depend on the system.
Okay.
He the one that taught me. If you remember Breed was the independent that could work with the biggest of them.
He was. And not only that, Breed was cool as
super,
shit.
Man.
When I say cool, you meet people to think they cool. You like, no, this nigga cool.
He cool. He cool.
This nigga cool right here.
He cool.
He just cool.
Oh, man.
Like, people be trying to be like you. You know what I'm saying? He just cool.
Cool, man.
Real dope guy.
Super dope, man.
Make some banging music, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, I know Breed, man.
He's the reason Brainwash even exists.
Okay.
I met Breed in Cleveland. Breed was doing a show here.
Okay.
And I just went to the show or whatever. And at this time, I'm kind of just chilling. I've always done music in the studio.
This is past.
Yeah.
This is past Oochie Coochie and everything.
Yeah, this past Oochie Coochie and everything. So I'm kind of just chilling at this point.
Okay.
He came over to me. He said, Brains, MC Brains, what's up, baby?
Yeah.
He said, what's up, man? He was super excited.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just on some chill. You know, I ain't excited like that. I'm just kind of chill. I'm like, what up, Breed?
Right.
He's like, dude, you don't know. He said, what you doing?
Right.
It's like, I'm just kind of chilling right now, man. He's like, man, you don't know who you is?
Right.
He's like, man, you MC Brains.
Yeah.
This I'm giving it to you how you giving it.
Yeah.
He's like, man, he said, man, you MC Brains. He said, dude, I might have put out 10 albums, but one of your albums did what mine did.
Yeah.
He said, one of your albums did what all mine did. Nigga, you don't know who you is?
Right.
And I was just kind of on the down.
Yeah.
And he took my number, and he was like, man, fuck that. After this over, I'm coming to the house. Where your house at?
Yeah.
He came to my house. His limo pulled up at my house. He pulled up at my house to get in my ear.
Yeah.
He was like, bruh, I can help you get in the situation. He said, why don't you come to Atlanta with me?
Yeah.
Come to Atlanta with me. I'm going to sit you down so you can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I pondered on it. We talked back and forth. About a month later, I went on and jumped out the window.
Okay.
Went up to Atlanta.
Yeah.
This man let me stay with him, his wife, his kids. All he knows is MC Brains. He don't even know Shannon.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This man pulled me in his crib.
Yeah.
And let me stay with his wife, kids, his family.
Right. Yeah.
Took me down in that basement. We started making music. So I did 2 records on his new album that came up after Back to the Beat, y'all.
Yeah.
I did 2 records on there. And then he was like, okay, now I'm about to take you over to John Abbey. John Abbey is from overseas. John Abbey, he ran Ichiban.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Mm-hmm,
Ichiban Records.
Right,
yeah.
but he was in Georgia, up in a little outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I went up to the label. He took me up there. So I sat there and I had a conversation with John Abbey, and John Abbey ain't got no problem with peeling off them ducats.
Oh, really?
No. And I mean, Breed took me right into a situation.
Yeah.
Immediately. So as soon as right after the meeting, I end up getting 2 condominiums and cars.
So wait, so John was with it just off the
immediately, just off of I'm a platinum artist coming to his independent label.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
which makes sense.
And Breed bringing me through the door.
Right, exactly.
That's the only people he's done business with.
Right,
from the beginning of his career all the way to the end. Rap and Oochie Band, same company.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oochie Band was always, I think everything they did that I can remember anyway was either hip hop, R&B, or reggae. I think it's all I can ever remember being on Oochie Band. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Ashford and Simpson even came through there one day when I was there to have a meeting with them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy.
Breed is the Brainwashed, and that's how I end up walking away from there with the budget for Brainwashed.
Yeah.
I sat down.
And then you recorded that where?
I recorded that in Atlanta.
No, did you really?
Yeah,
okay.
I recorded that with Jazzy Faye. That album is, man, it goes back to marketing and promotion like we talked about.
Yep.
But this album has great producers on it. Got 4 joints from Jazzy Faye.
Yep.
I had Pockets that did Bonnie and Clyde with Ice Cube and them from L.A. I had Mark the Spark on it. I had 314 from Canton on it. I had Mark the Spark did Shoop. Yeah, I had great producers on that album.
Yeah.
So we did that album, knocked that out, and that felt like more me. I felt like I was more at home. I was able to pick the music. Yeah. I was able to give my true me. Right. But what this was a no promo deal.
Oh, okay.
We literally did a no promo.
Oh, okay.
And everything else after that, I had to promote it. And obviously, that's not what I do, is promote.
Right.
What I do is make records.
Yeah. So, and that's the case with artists even to this day. Like I said, when I put together marketing programs, artists, that's what they want to do, too. They want to just be artists. They ain't trying to become marketing geniuses. No. They just want to make music.
Yeah, do what they do good.
And, do what they do and what they do well.
Yeah.
Some of them don't realize the power that's in the marketing. Like you said, with a project, you take a project like a Brainwash, that's what's stopping it. It's like it don't have to push.
Yep.
That Motown did.
Yeah. Now, we went on the road with it. We did some, stuff. We moved some units. I think we moved like maybe 150,000 units of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's going on the road, toughing it out.
But you could have got it bigger.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Way bigger. Way bigger.
You know what I'm saying?
Way bigger. So that was a great experience, though, as far as my spirit and music. I was able to get that out. But now, let me give you more history. During the recording of that album, guess who's the intern in my session? I recorded this album maybe for a month and a half. Guess who's my intern?
Who's that?
Little John.
No way.
Little John is the intern at that studio.
That's crazy.
Cleaning up blunt shit, picking up the beer cans.
Yeah.
Then going back, sitting in front of the board and learning.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, yeah.
And then one day I just see him on TV. Yeah, I said, whoa, that's John.
Yeah.
I said, that's John.
Yeah, because I think he had started DJing, I think.
Yeah, I said, that's John, man.
Yep.
That's
dude.
Up
like crazy.
Cool. He was quiet. He was cool.
Yeah.
And it was just, just to be able to, like all that history I've seen.
Yeah, man.
I sat in Curtis Mayfield's house, man, while he was sitting in the wheelchair in front of his board.
That's crazy. And the mere fact that you brought up MC Breed.
Man.
Because Breed was such a good dude, man. Like you said, such a cool ass dude.
He'll come in here right now and light this room up.
And you wouldn't believe when you would leave his presence and get in the car and throw his album in and that shit banging so hard. You'd be like, this is dude that I was just with a few minutes ago. Like,
Can go work with Snoop if he want.
Yep.
Can go work with Pac if he want.
Yep.
And this is an independent dude.
Right.
Now. Remind you, this is straight independent dude.
That's it.
But he can go work with the biggest and the great. And why? Because he had this. And he would come in the room, Snoop and all of them would be in the room and be like, what up, Snoop?
Do you remember Breed had put himself in movies?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Independent.
He was an independent.
Had put himself in movies. Independent.
He was
no
so
record label.
dope.
And his songs was dope. We used to always say his album was the perfect soundtrack of you hanging out getting drunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know
That's his music is perfect for that.
Yeah. To the beach, y'all.
Yes.
Ain't no future in your front.
Yes.
All that stuff used to slap when you was out drinking.
What? I was on the camera with him the day he died.
Were you really?
The day he passed, he had to go to a celebrity basketball game. He was on the camera with me with his new son.
Okay.
He had a new son, and he was talking to me on the camera with him. Yeah. And he left, and I never heard from my dude again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because he had passed away that day.
That day.
That's crazy.
Later that day, he was leaving to go to the celebrity basketball game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's
that day.
crazy.
But he didn't know me from Adam. All he knew was MC Brains. Yeah. And he saw me with my head down.
Yep.
He saw me.
Like, let me step in here and do something.
He saw me with my head down.
Because he was a hustler.
He saw me with my head down and didn't want nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't want nothing from me.
That's how cool he was.
Didn't want no finder's fee.
Yep.
No nothing. Didn't want the money for plugging the deal. No nothing.
Yep.
I walked out of there with over $100,000, more than $100,000 with that deal, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't want $1.
Yeah. That's how he was.
Most dudes like, give me, I give my finder's fee, $5,000, $10,000, give me something.
Yeah.
He ain't want nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro.
Cool ass dude, man. I remember laughing because I had introduced my sister to him. Mm-hmm. And the reason I did it, we used to bump his music all the time when we'd be out. And he had this line in there in that one joint where he said, I get drunk like a fat bitch. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, why fat bitches get drunk? And we was cracking up laughing. You know what I'm saying? But cool, super cool ass dude.
Man, I love him.
That's the trip to know that's where Brainwashed was born from.
That's where it was born. It was because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy as hell. But now let's fast forward up to 2023. Mm-hmm. Even though I always say Brain should be on that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 50th anniversary of hip hop thing as soon as you come in the door. Mm-hmm. Not MGK. But first artist to go platinum coming out of Cleveland. That's not as soon as you walk in the hip hop display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But you're doing production now and bringing up new artists.
Yep.
Hellvell, for example.
Yes.
What got you into doing the production side?
Well, I've always been intrigued with studio and that whole nine, but one thing that I don't like doing is depending on nobody. I hate when I want something to go, I want it to go.
Right.
And I don't like waiting on somebody and letting somebody control my destiny on how long it's going to take to get it done or when it's going to happen and that whole nine. So that's when I started, getting my own hookup. I started getting studio equipment and stuff like that. And then I started fiddling around with it. And then naturally I was able to figure it out and start making music.
Okay.
And then I started enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because the hard part, I'm a creator. So the hard part is getting over looking at all the buttons.
Yeah.
Once you get over that and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Your natural creativity comes out.
Yep. You're 100% right.
So I'm just I'm a creator. So that part of it and
it's who's teaching you.
Absolutely.
Who's teaching it to you too. Because when I first started learning all the buttons, if somebody, what's something simple like this? If somebody would have just told me, you see this strip? Yeah. This is all there is. It's just 40 of them.
40 of them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should have just said that from
That's
the
all
jump.
you had to say from
I'm
the
thinking
jump.
this end do something different than this end. Right. It's like, no, it's all the same. It's just a bunch of them in a row. It's like if somebody just laid 20 of them there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they would have just said that from the jump, I would have got it way sooner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, once I got past that point, man, I started creating and doing a lot of creating, man, and started getting intrigued with that. And I started doing some things for myself, and I always wanted to put into somebody's career where they didn't have to look over their back. Like we didn't talk about it, bro, and a lot of that is coming up in my book and in my movie.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of that, but I went through it, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And for me, I want to be an example. Like I don't want none of mine to go through none of that.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the least, I'm the alarm.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the alarm at the least for my artist.
Yeah. And artists can get a lot from you because of the fact that you've been through the process. Mm-hmm. Now that you do know that word, recoupable.
Absolutely.
Which they can learn now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And with the way music moves around the industry now, now you don't need a record label.
No. You need marketing and promotion. You need marketing and promotion.
You need marketing and promotion.
That's your record label.
And that's it.
That's it. We can distribute it ourselves.
And the marketing and promotion.
That's it.
And that's all you
need.
But
you don't need nothing else.
The only time I tell people that they might need a label, for you to not need one, you need to have a good team around
Absolutely.
you. If you don't have a good team and you know everybody around you is idiots, you need a label.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to need their connections, you're going to need the marketing people, etc.
Yeah.
But if you got good people around you, you don't need them unless, this is the only other unless you need their money.
Yep.
If you say, hey, I'm talented as hell, I got this person, she handles all my books, yada, 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 but I got $3.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you need their money or you have a bad team, that's the only time you need a record label. Nowadays.
That's an investor. That's an investor.
Yeah.
That's still still don't need.
That's all you need.
That's an investor.
That's it.
You still don't need the label.
You still don't.
You need somebody with some money.
Exactly. A lot of the artists, hip hop especially, that got on back in the day, got on because a drug dealer backed them.
Of course.
That was who had unlimited cash.
Absolutely.
That they could use. Why did they need that money? For marketing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
They need that money to market.
Greats too. Run DMC, all them.
Yeah.
Death Row Records. And all, that's all drug money.
That's all drug money.
You know what I'm
saying? Drug money at work. But marketing.
That's why they
that's all. And all that money is marketing.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's why you saw all those imprints from everybody who came out.
Yep.
With Run DMC, Def Jam.
Yep.
Come on up to Death Row Records with a distribution deal from Interscope.
Right.
Push this shit up and send it out there for us. Right. We got everything else.
Right.
That's why.
Yep.
So if you don't need their money, if you know Tony Montana, you do not need the record label. Believe me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need them then.
You don't need them now.
Now you just Tony Montana gonna work with you. He wants you to be popular.
We needed them to put the record in the stores.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what we needed them for.
And you know what? In all fairness, things worked. You can look at it in a sense of things worked totally different back then in the sense of radio was king.
Absolutely.
At that time.
Yes.
Radio was king. There was no streaming platforms or none of that.
None.
With no Spotify, Apple Music, none of that. You had to get that music on the radio. The record labels had promotions people to go get your music on the radio. They had people they would send up here like Tony, meet you around the corner.
Right.
Play Brains.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They had people to do that.
It was all manual.
Yeah. Nowadays, you can literally make a song and put it out there for the world immediately.
Immediately. From your bedroom.
Same day you make it.
The only downside goes back to doesn't matter though if you're not marketing.
Hey, there you go. Go back to the market. It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's so true.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you're not marketing it.
Yeah. Because nobody knows it exists. You know what I'm saying?
There's greats that drop albums that I don't even know is there sometimes. Yeah. There's greats.
I want to ask one more question before we get out of here. Will we see or hear new MC Brains music ever?
Absolutely. I actually started. I did some recording, and when I did the recording, I heard myself, and I said to myself, "That's not how OG talk."
Yeah.
So I had to revamp myself and go back to where I'm pleased with it and talking about what I need to talk about and presenting myself the way I need to present myself. But of course,
it's coming
this week. This coming in the fall, going into the summer, I'm about to start dropping music for the grown
2024.
Absolutely.
That's the year to look out.
It's going down.
Let's do it. MC Brains.
And I'm going to get your help, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready. I'm ready for it, man. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Absolutely,
Legendary
man.
interview.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.